What's up, guys? My name is Nick McHenry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, what am I going to talk about today? I want to give you a little background into my story and who I am, because that should shed a little light on some of the topics I'll be covering on this channel. From a very young age, I was always involved in business in some way. My parents growing up had a small business in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I grew up. It was a ballroom dance studio called the Dancer's Studio. And pretty much from the moment I was born, I was in that studio all the time. And then as time went on, I was involved in a more business sense. Even as a young boy, I remember helping my mom with her books or the appointment scheduling at the front desk, or just watching TV in the lobby with my brothers as customers came in and business was happening. So I got to experience the struggles that they had, some of the things that they had to get past throughout all my early childhood, and that sort of inspired kind of the track I would take for the rest of my life. In my teenage years, I took the next step and was able to sort of dabble in my own way in some of my own business ventures, and that took the form of music. As a teenage boy, I was in, and we called it the scene. It was like the emo kids or punk rock kids, hardcore kids. They were all going across local venues and watching shows and supporting local bands. And I just fell head over heels in love with that community and culture. So I was playing drums in tons of bands, and every band that I was in, we always had this saying, we said it over and over and over again in practice, that we were gonna run our band like a business. We had marketing plans set out, we had, street teams promoting our band, and that was really what led to the success of any band that I was in ever. Frankly, the bands that I was able to actually tour with, we were okay, but we weren't amazing. What really was able to fuel our growth was by treating it strategically like a business. But as all good things happen, occasionally they must end. That didn't make any sense. We ran out of money.
He is okay. The x-rays say he's right about in this area in the whale.
So it came to an end, and I decided I had to go into the real world. I went to school really briefly, and after one semester, I wanted to get back into the working world.
I want the job. I really do.
So I didn't drop out of school, but I did move to New York City to take an internship in an industry I knew nothing about. And that was the fashion industry. And once again, I, very much like music, fell completely head over heels in love with the city and in love with the fashion industry. Of course, I had a super steep learning curve ahead of me, but I was able to work my way through school in New York, as well as a bunch of different internships and temp jobs, until I was able to get full-time employed in the fashion and luxury goods industry. Most of my internships were in public relations and marketing, and then eventually I made the foray into sales. We would call it wholesale, so selling to department stores and specialty stores across the country. And that basically took up most of my 20s. I was working for many companies. I did a lot of jumping around, which I'll make another video on why it was good for me. But really, I got to see how a bunch of different types of companies, from small companies to big companies, operate, run their business within the context of the fashion and luxury goods industry. And then eventually, based on my experience, growing up with my parents and my band, I don't know what triggered it. I was never a kid who was like, I have to start my own business. That's the only way I'll ever be happy. But about 6 months ago, I made the full-time leap into starting my own technology startup in the confines of the fashion and retail goods space, where I am today, I guess I spent my career in, and that's where I am. But I was also doing that part-time as, let's say, a side hustle for about a year, little more than a year before that, year and a half before that. So I was still running the business while I was working full-time at my last sales job for an Italian menswear brand. But then I made the leap full-time, and that has just accelerated everything. What is the continuity between all of these things? Or am I just babbling about my childhood and my work life until now? The continuity between all of them is, even when I thought, I admit it, sometimes I've been super arrogant and been like, I know what we should do with this sales plan or marketing plan or whatever. Pretty much actually always, it never goes the way you exactly think it is. I mean, it might get close to perfect, but it's never perfect. And a lot of times it just completely falls on its face. I have failed nonstop, continuously over the years, but that has led to so much learning and experiences that I've been able to capitalize on later from those learnings and from those failures. So what I want to talk about on this channel is I don't want to go away from things that I know. I'm not here claiming that I'm a business guru, I'm this person that's going to change your life forever or change your business forever. But I do want to share some of the things that I've learned over the years and will continue to learn with my company in mainly off of the failures or things that did not work. I feel like the internet is, with the Instagram culture, it's all about the successes and these major wins and the companies that almost went out of business but then became these massive successes. I'm gonna share complete honesty and transparency with you, the things that I've done that I've failed at, what the result was, and then kind of, how I learned from that and was able to capitalize, hopefully, on future wins. And yeah, that should be in the confines of, the fashion industry or technology startups or something like that. I don't know, we're gonna try a bunch of stuff this year in 2020, so feel free at any time to drop feedback in the comments or just anything in general. I would love to hear it. I'm happy to consider, new video topics or new things to talk about. And yeah, should be a fun ride. Let's go. Oh, wait. This is YouTube. Subscribe. You gotta hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. And turn on the bell notifications. And that would be awesome. I'll be putting out videos as much as I can here. Stay connected and we'll catch you later.